Haisai gusuyo. Wanne sid yaibing. Chaganjo yaibing na. Welcome everyone. I'm your host Sid. I hope you're doing well and I thank you for your continued support to this channel. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Also, check the description section below to learn more about the start of a newsletter for this channel. Today's background is Himeyuri Monument, located in Itoman. It's a memorial for high school girls who served as nurses during the Battle of Okinawa. The monument sits above the cave where the girls died from tear gas. June 23 is Okinawa Memorial Day, called Irei no Hi. So I picked this picture since it is not only a memorial, but Okinawa's hope for world peace. Okay, let's start. Today's topic is the question particle, or sometimes called the question marker in Uchinaguchi. I will deviate from traditional teaching where only a single question particle is presented in a lesson, and instead we'll be discussing all Uchinaguchi question particles today. The reason for this is when question sentences are discussed in future videos, we can discuss which question particle is appropriate and the nuances with each. If we discuss each question particle in a separate video, you will have to piecemeal several videos to get the big picture. Initially, this may require a little more effort, but should help in understanding the nuances faster. So let's start. Unlike Japanese, Uchinaguchi has many different question particles. Japanese has a single question particle, which is ka. All questions in Japanese end with a ka particle. In Uchinaguchi, there are several particles that can form a question. Once again, all the previous videos were part of a lesson, and in particular for the question particle. When I begin every video, the third sentence is, "How are you?" in Uchinaguchi. Actually, I have been using each of the question particles that we will be covering today in the Uchinaguchi phrase, "How are you?" So let's see the question particles that were used. Let's begin with the question particle ga. First, it would be beneficial to look at the sentence, "I am fine" in Uchinaguchi. It is chaganju yang in casual form and chaganju yaibing in polite form. To change these sentences into the question, "How are you?" we drop the final letter N in yang and yaibing and replace it with the question particle ga. So the question, "How are you?" in Uchinaguchi would be chaganju yaga in casual form and chaganju yaibiga in polite form. Let's say "How are you?" once each in casual and polite form using the ga question particle. In casual form, we will practice chaganju yaga. Remember, this question is used when talking to someone younger than you or to a friend. Okay, let's say chaganju yaga. Chaganju yaga. Now let's say the question in polite form. Remember, this question is said when talking to an acquaintance that is not close to you, or someone older or someone of higher status. Okay, let's say chaganju yaibiga. Chaganju yaibiga. Very good. Next, we'll look at the question particle me. The answer to a question using the me particle is always yes or no. The difference between the me and ga particle is that a question using ga is not limited to just a yes or no question. The ga particle is normally used with the WH question words such as who, what, where, and how. So let's see how to use me to ask the question, "How are you?" Again, looking at the sentences for "I am fine" in Uchinaguchi, it is chaganju yang in casual form and chaganju yaibing in polite form. To change this to a yes-no question, we drop the final N in yang and yaibing and replace it with the question particle me. So the question, How are you in Uchinaguchi would be chaganju yami in casual form and chaganju yaibimi in polite form. Okay, let's say chaganju yami. Chaganju yami. Now let's say the question in polite form. Remember, this question is said when talking to an acquaintance that is not close to you, someone older, or someone of higher status. Okay, let's say chaganju yaibimi. Chaganju yaibimi. Fantastic. Next, we'll look at the question particle yi. Yi is also another yes/no question marker. Before we proceed, I want to bring attention to the people that are using Japanese resources for Uchinaguchi that the question marker I is written differently in different resources. In textbooks, this question marker can be written as I, yi, or we. No matter how this question particle is written, it is pronounced the same. I want to acknowledge both Dr. Stewart Curry and Dr. Kyoko Hijirida for clarifying this point for me. Ippe nihei de bitang. Now going back to our discussion. Yi immediately follows a noun or something called kakari musubi. We'll discuss kakari musubi much later, so for now we'll concentrate on its use with nouns. Since nouns in general do not have a casual or polite form, there is just one question form using yi. Since both yang and yaibing are verbs, yi will attach to ganju, which is a noun. Chaganju yang or chaganju yaibing, when changed into a question, would be chaganjui. Okay, let's say chaganjui. Chaganjui. Next, we'll look at the question particle na. The particle na is another yes/no question marker. It is used to ask the listener to confirm the speaker's thoughts. Although the na, mi, and yi particle are all yes/no question markers, there is a nuanced difference between them. In the case of the na particle, the speaker has an idea of the answer and is asking the listener to confirm that thought. In the case of both the mi and yi particle, the speaker has no idea of what the answer is. Na will attach directly to the verb, so chaganju yang or chaganju yaibing, when changed into a question, would be chaganju yang na and chaganju yaibing na. So in each of these cases, the speaker believes that the listener is healthy, but is looking for confirmation when using na. Okay, let's say chaganju yang na. Chaganju yang na. Now let's say the question in polite form. Okay, let's say chaganju yaibing na. Chaganju yaibing na. Great. Let's look at the next question particle, ti. Ti attaches to the past tense of a verb. So let's look at the past tense of our base sentence. If you need to review the past tense form of the verb yang and yaibing, refer to video 8. The past tense forms of these two sentences would be chaganju yatang in casual form and chaganju yaibi tang, meaning I was fine or I have been fine. To change this to a question meaning were you fine, for each base sentence, tan or tan is replaced by ti for both yatang and yaibitang. So the questions would be chaganju yaiti in casual form and chaganju yaibiti in polite form. Okay, let's say chaganju yaiti. Chaganju yaiti. Now let's say the question in polite form. That would be chaganju yaibiti. Chaganju yaibiti. Fantastic. Let's look at the next question particle, ni. Ni attaches to the negative form of a verb. First thing to explain is that the negative form of yang and yaibing is arang and aibirang. So let's look at the negative form of our base sentence. That would be chaganju arang in casual form and chaganju aibirang in polite form, both meaning I was not fine. To change this to a question meaning were you not fine, it would be chaganju arani in casual form and chaganju aibirani in polite form. Okay, let's say chaganju arani. Chaganju arani. Now let's say the question in polite form. That would be chaganju aibirani. Chaganju aibirani. Okay, everyone is doing great. So these are the multiple question particles that can be used in the Uchinaguchi language. In future videos, we'll look at specific questions and we will discuss which question particles are appropriate and nuance differences with each. So this will end today's topic. As always, thank you for viewing. Matayasai.